What's going on, everybody? My name is Sal Shades, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to take you somewhere in Houston, Texas, and tell you about a story that I wish I could scrub from the back of my mind entirely. Patterson Road runs through I-10, just west of the city. What the person experienced on that road on a cold Thursday night in late October is something that I've spent months trying to explain, and I still don't have all the answers. I grew up in West Houston, and if you spend enough time around Patterson Road, you start hearing stories. Not ghost stories, warnings. People don't tell them with a smile. They don't lean in like they're trying to scare you for fun. They say them quietly, almost like they're remembering something they'd rather forget. Don't stop out there after dark. Nobody ever explains why. We laughed at that. There were 5 of us. Me, Eric, Daniel, Mia, and Chris. We weren't ghost hunters or YouTubers looking for views. We were just bored 20-year-olds driving around after midnight, killing time before going home. Eric had found an old maintenance building hidden behind the trees not far from Patterson Road while looking at satellite maps. No labels, no history, just a concrete rectangle swallowed by the woods. It looked abandoned. That was enough. Around 1:30 in the morning, we parked on the shoulder where the pavement gave way to gravel. The city disappeared almost instantly. There were no streetlights, no traffic, only the sound of insects screaming in the dark. The woods felt wrong. Houston forests usually feel alive. This one didn't. It felt like everything had stopped to listen. We joked about it while grabbing our flashlights, but the second we stepped off the road, nobody was talking anymore. The trees were dense enough to block what little moonlight there was. Branches snapped under our feet. Something smelled rotten, not like a dead animal, like mold soaked into old wood for decades. After about 10 minutes, we saw it, the building. It wasn't huge, just a single-story concrete structure with broken windows and rusted steel doors hanging open. No graffiti, no broken beer bottles. No signs teenagers had ever been there, almost like nobody had found it, or nobody had wanted to come back. Chris immediately noticed something. Why is there no vandalism? He wasn't wrong. Every abandoned place around Houston gets spray painted eventually. This place looked untouched. We walked inside. The air was noticeably colder, not freezing, just enough to make you wonder if you imagined it. Our flashlight beams drifted across peeling walls, old electrical panels, collapsed ceilings, and rusted pipes. Every sound echoed forever. Drip, crunch, breathing. Mine sounded too loud. I remember thinking how weird it was that we couldn't hear the insects anymore. It was completely silent. Eric wandered into another room. Dude, come look at this. We followed him. There were footprints, not dusty footprints, clean ones, like someone had walked through recently. Bare feet, hundreds of them. Different sizes, children, adults. Some ended abruptly in the middle of the room, like whoever made them had simply stopped existing. Daniel laughed. They're fake. Nobody answered, because none of us believed that. Mia pointed her flashlight toward the ceiling. There were scratch marks, thousands, deep grooves running across the concrete, way too high for anyone to reach. I remember joking, "What, did someone keep a bear in here?" Nobody laughed. Chris suddenly whispered, "Do you guys hear breathing?" We froze. I listened. Nothing. Then, a slow inhale, long, wet, somewhere down the hallway. Not close, but definitely inside the building. Eric yelled, "Hello?" Silence. Then another inhale, longer this time. Daniel immediately said we should leave. Nobody argued. As we turned around, our flashlights flickered, just once. Then everything came back, except the hallway wasn't the same. I know how insane that sounds. The doorway we'd entered through was gone. Not blocked, gone. Just solid concrete. Eric walked over and touched it. There was literally a door here. We all knew there had been. Panic spread fast. Chris started trying every room. Nothing. Every hallway somehow led back to the same intersection. We tried marking the walls with a pocket knife. 5 minutes later, the scratches were gone. Mia started crying, not loudly, just enough to hear her trying not to. That's when we heard footsteps. Bare feet, walking. Slowly, somewhere behind us. Slap, slap, slap. Nobody moved. The footsteps stopped. Then, one more. Right behind Chris. He spun around. Nothing. What the hell? His voice cracked. Then he screamed. Not because he saw something. Because someone had grabbed his backpack. Hard enough to yank him backward. He hit the floor. We all saw the strap stretched tight. Like invisible hands were pulling him. Eric and I grabbed him and pulled with everything we had. Then, the tension vanished. We all fell backward. Chris ripped the backpack off immediately. There were handprints on it. Wet. Black. Not mud, something thicker. The smell hit us seconds later. Rotting water, like something pulled out of a swamp. Nobody spoke. We ran. We didn't care where anymore. Just away. The footsteps followed. Always walking, never running. No matter how fast we moved, they stayed the same distance behind us. Slap, 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 for what felt like 20 minutes. Then Daniel disappeared. 1 second he was beside me. The next, gone. We stopped screaming his name after realizing something. There was no echo. Our voices just died, as if the building swallowed sound. Eric wanted to go back. Chris refused. Mia collapsed. I turned my flashlight toward the hallway we'd come from. Someone was standing there, far away, completely still. Too dark to make out a face. Just watching. Eric yelled, "Daniel!" The figure tilted its head. Slowly, then, in Daniel's voice, "Perfectly. I'm over here." Every hair on my body stood up. It wasn't him. It knew his voice. Chris whispered, "Don't answer it." The figure took 1 step forward. Bare feet. Slap. Another. Slap. Then another. Its head never stopped tilting farther sideways. Farther than a neck should allow. Mia started praying. Eric broke. He ran toward it. We screamed at him. He ignored us. His flashlight bounced as he disappeared into the darkness. We heard him yelling, then crying, then laughing, then nothing. Complete silence. The building stayed quiet for maybe 30 seconds. Then every room around us filled with breathing. Not one person. Hundreds. Slow. Patient. Like they had been standing there the entire time watching. Waiting. Every flashlight died. At once. Pitch black. I felt someone standing inches from my face. I couldn't see them, but I could smell them. Rotting water. Wet earth. Old blood. Then, a whisper. Right into my ear. "You came back." I couldn't breathe, because I had never been there before. Had I? The next thing I remember was waking up beside Patterson Road just before sunrise, covered in mud. Police officers were standing over me. Chris was found almost half a mile away, alive. He hasn't spoken a single word since that night. Mia was discovered wandering the shoulder of Interstate 10 12 hours later. She remembered nothing after entering the building. Eric and Daniel were never found. Search teams combed the woods for nearly a week. Nothing. No building, no footprints, no trail, nothing. They told us we probably wandered into the wrong section of forest. That panic distorted our memories. Maybe they're right, maybe, but there's one thing I have never been able to explain. Every few months, usually around 2 or 3 in the morning, I wake up to the sound of bare feet walking slowly across my bedroom floor. Slap, slap, slap. They always stop beside my bed. I never open my eyes, because the first night I did, I saw wet footprints leading out of my room, and one extra set leading in.